Hi there, I'm Chef Eric Crowley, owner of the Culinary Classroom in West Los Angeles, and today I'm going to talk to you about types of knives. What I usually find, for the most part, with a lot of professionals and a lot of home cooks, is that three basic knife styles are really going to be needed. Your two biggest workhorses are going to be your chef's knife, sometimes also called an all-purpose knife, and a paring knife. These are going to be the two most commonly used knives. You may want to buy your knives piecemeal. Third down the line, I find, in terms of frequency, is what we call a boning knife or a filet knife. Now, this knife is really only going to be necessary if you're planning on butchering chicken or taking the skin off fish or filleting fish off the bone. If you're not planning on doing that, you're not going to need this knife. So these are the two basic workhorses. There are some different styles with regards to chef's knives. Paring knives pretty much have all the basic same shapes. There are some different length issues. For the most part, a 4-inch blade is the most common. With regards to a chef's knife, 8-inch blade tends to be the most general purpose length. You can find a 10-inch chef's knife, which I rarely use. You could find a 6-inch or a 5-inch chef's knife, which I personally find is just way too short to use. There are other styles of chef's knives, like this knife right here. This is a very, this style's been around for about 20 years. It's a Japanese global knife, very, very popular knife. And this is another style of chef's knife. This is a Japanese style chef's knife called a Santoku in terms of its shape. It's got a much taller blade compared to something like your standard all-purpose, or this is sometimes called a French style chef's knife. And you'll also see that this Santoku has these little divots or dimples along the sides. These are called Kuhlens in German, and these are, this is also called a Granton edge. And these are really just designed to help keep things that have a tendency to stick to the side of the blade from actually sticking. It cuts down on the surface tension and the friction. So personal preference whether you want to get a knife with these or not. So in addition to a Granton edge chef's knife, you'll also find other styles of knives that are going to have really more of a singular purpose. The bread knife or serrated knife is of course commonly used to slice up bread and not much else. We also have a knife like this. This is actually a flexible slicing knife. You can see the blade is very, very bendable. This is really ideal for slicing warm roast beef or smoked salmon, and that's pretty much it with that one. This unusually curved style paring knife, sometimes it's called a bird's beak paring knife, but this is also known as a tourné knife, used for making a very eccentric cut called a tourné. So that is a bit of an overview of your basic knife styles and differences thereof. Thank you very much for joining me and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks again for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you can get some additional information. If there's a recipe that you would like to see me make, feel free to send an email to requests@Mahalodotcom. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.